You ever just stop and think about how wild the internet is? I mean, we live in this massive, invisible world every single day, and most of the time it just works. But how? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain, because behind every single click is this incredible, super fast process that makes the whole thing tick.
So, it all starts with something you and I do, 100 times a day? You know the drill. You've got a website in mind, you type its name into your browser, whatever it is, and hit enter. It's just muscle memory at this point, right?
And then boom, just like that, before you can even really process it, the web page is right there. All the pictures, the text, the videos, it's all loaded and ready to go. It feels completely instant, kind of like teleporting information right to your screen.
But what actually happens in that tiny fraction of a second? How does your computer magically know where in the world to find that website? The answer is one of the unsung heroes of the internet, DNS, which stands for the Domain Name System. And we're about to break down exactly how it works.
All right, so let's start with a really simple but honestly perfect analogy. The absolute easiest way to get your head around DNS is to think of it as the internet's phone book.
Here's the deal. Computers don't get names like lifewire.com. They speak in numbers, specifically IP addresses. DNS is the essential translator in the middle. Just like you'd look up a friend's name in your contacts to find their phone number, your web browser uses DNS to look up a website's name to find its IP address. I mean, without it, we'd all have to memorize these crazy long strings of numbers just to check the weather. No thank you.
Okay, so we know DNS finds the number, but how in the world does it do it so fast? This is where it gets really cool. It's not just one server doing all the work. It's actually a team of 4 highly specialized servers all working together in this lightning-fast chain reaction. Let's follow the journey. So these are our 4 key players. We've got the recursive resolver, the root name server, the TLD name server, and finally, the authoritative name server. Each one has a very specific job to do, and they do it in perfect order. The whole journey kicks off with the recursive resolver. Think of this one as your friendly local librarian. It's usually operated by your internet provider, your ISP. When you type in that web address, you're basically handing a note to this librarian saying, hey, can you find this for me? And it's the one that does all the running around to get you the answer. So the first place our librarian goes is a root name server. Now what's interesting here is that the root server doesn't actually know the final IP address. Its job is much simpler. It just looks at the very end of your request, the .com, the .org, whatever it is, and it points the resolver in the right direction. It's like the main index in the library that says, oh, you need the .com section? That's over in aisle 3. That next stop is the TLD, or top-level domain name server. So, if the root server pointed our librarian to the .com aisle, the TLD server is like the specific shelf that holds all the books for every .com domain. We're getting warmer. It still doesn't have the final answer, but it knows exactly who does, and it points our resolver to its final stop. And that brings us to the grand finale, the authoritative name server. This is it. This is the book on the shelf that has the exact information we've been looking for. It holds the official record linking the domain name to its IP address. It hands that number back to our librarian, the resolver, who then passes it to your browser, and the web page loads. And all of that happens in less time than it takes to blink. It's amazing. Now that whole process is incredibly slick, but it has one major, fundamental flaw from the old days of the internet. By default, that phone book we talked about, it's completely open, it's unlocked, and that can lead to some really serious problems for your security and your privacy. Just think about it for a second. When your computer asks for that IP address, the request is sent out in plain text. It's not encrypted at all. This means your internet provider, and maybe anyone else snooping on the network, can see every single website you ask for. It's basically the same as shouting the name of the person you're about to call across a really crowded room. Not very private, right? And because it's such a basic part of how the internet works, it's a huge target for attackers. A recent global threat report found that a jaw-dropping 79% of companies have been hit with a DNS-based attack. That's nearly 4 out of every 5 businesses. It's a massive vulnerability. And the damage is, well, it's expensive. The average cost for a company to clean up after just one of these attacks is almost $1 million. We're talking $924,000. That number covers everything from the website being down to fixing the damage and losing customer trust. So what do these attacks even look like? Well, they come in all shapes and sizes. Phishing is the most common, making up almost 40% of them. That's where they trick the DNS into sending you to a fake website to steal your login info.
Then you've got malware delivered through DNS and attacks that just completely overwhelm servers so they crash. The bad guys know if you can control someone's DNS, you can basically control where they go online.
Okay, so the default system is clearly got some problems, but here is the really good news. You are not stuck with it. There are simple ways to upgrade your DNS to make it way faster, way more private, and a whole lot more secure. It's all about taking control.
The number one upgrade you can make is to start using something called private DNS. What this does is it wraps up your DNS request in a layer of strong encryption. It basically puts that request inside a sealed, secure envelope. This one simple change makes it impossible for your ISP or anyone else to see what websites you're visiting. It's a huge win for privacy.
And what about speed? Well, the best DNS providers use this really clever trick called Anycast. Instead of having one server in one location, they have a whole network of them all over the world. Anycast is smart enough to automatically send your request to the server that's physically closest to you. That cuts down the travel time for your data and makes the whole internet just feel faster and more responsive.
So you're probably wondering, okay, how do I actually get this upgrade? It's actually really simple. It's just a matter of choosing a new DNS provider and changing one or two settings on your computer or your home router. It's like deciding you want to use a better, faster, more secure phone book.
Here are 3 of the most popular free options out there. You've got Cloudflare at 11111, which is all about speed and privacy. They have a strict policy of never logging your IP address. Then there's Google at 8888, which is just known for being incredibly fast and reliable. And you have Quad9 at 9999, which is totally focused on security. It will actually block you from accessing websites that are known to be malicious.
Now, it's really important to be clear about one thing. Private DNS is awesome, but it only encrypts one specific thing, your DNS lookups. A VPN, or a virtual private network, does a lot more. It encrypts all of your internet traffic, and it also hides your IP address from the websites you visit. So they're both great tools, but they do slightly different jobs. When you really get down to it, DNS is the bedrock of the internet. As the folks behind that security report said, no DNS means no business. It's not just some optional feature, it's the foundational layer that makes our entire digital world go round. And protecting it is absolutely essential.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought. Every single time you go online, your very first action is a DNS query. It is your first digital step out the door. So the question you have to ask yourself is, who are you trusting to take that step with you? Are you sticking with the default your ISP gave you, or are you choosing a provider that you've picked specifically for better speed, privacy, and security? The choice is totally yours.